One thing I hate doing as a content creator is having to scrap the work that I did because either I messed up or something came out that kind of just overshadowed the work that I did, like within the same project. Here's what I mean. I did an episode 4 review last week, and I was totally content with uploading it. And then I saw episode 5. And seriously, my reaction from episode 4 to 5 went like this. And then I ended up like this. But ladies and gentlemen, it wasn't all peaches and cream, and I will get into it and tell you why right after the intro. Keep it locked. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of JB vs. the World. We are talking about Star Wars: The Acolyte episodes 4 and 5. And oh my God. Before we get started, I want to let you guys know, send that reminder, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff if you want to see the rest of what I think about this series. Like, also, a spoiler alert is now in effect right now. So if you haven't seen the episodes, if you don't want to be spoiled, then go watch the episodes and come back here and join me because, oh my God, we have a lot to talk about. New here, I appreciate your time, but also hit that subscribe button. Woo! And how my reviews work if you're new here is I talk about the cast, the characters, the story, and my own personal enjoyment, and I'll give everything a thumbs up, a thumbs down, or something in between if I like it, didn't like it, whatever. So here we go! First things up is the cast, and I'm going to judge episodes 3 and 4 like together, 4 and 5 together as a whole, so just save some time on all this. And boy, let me tell you, I'm not sure what's going on in Manny Jacinto's personal life, but bruh, rent was due. That boy was in his bag. He was in his Duffy. He's like, let me reach on in that thing and just pull the best I got. Man, giving you the best that I got. Just what? The strength of him alone. The cast is going to get up this week. Also, gotta give another shout out to Daphne King because she too was like on another level this week. When I tell you that this was some of the best action sequences in episode 5 that we've ever gotten in Star Wars, I ain't lying. I'm gonna sit up here and try and tell you that this was better than Duel of the Fates, that this was better than episode 3. I'm not here for all that, but it would be disingenuous if I try to sit up here and tell you that this wasn't among the best we've ever gotten. And it's true. And part of the reason why I give it a thumbs up on the action portion is because you can tell that the hard work that Daphne Keane and Manny Jacinto went into their scenes. Like even Soul and everybody else who had a set piece, like the cast, they put their foot in these scenes. And the Manny Jacinto Sith Lord reveal, like the duality. I mean, we knew it was coming, and it's like that's fine if you obvious things can be obvious sometimes. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you can execute it well, and this was still like executed just very, very well. Like the body language, the tone, just everything how Manny was, from being just goofy Quimir to like the stranger Sith Lord, just, man, it was night and day. And I appreciate the shit out of it because wow. Now, I hate to say this as we move into how I think about the characters for these last 2 episodes. I just got to be straight up honest. Because as much as I enjoyed Manny Jacinto and his stranger and how he's been portrayed and how the reveal came about and the acting job he did, and how much I enjoyed the character and where he is and what he is, like whether he's Sith truly or not, I have to side-eye May and Osha because we're 5 episodes into this and I don't know what either of them want for real. I don't know what their motivations are. I'm not sure where they're headed. I'm not even 100% clear where we're going with them. And they're our lead characters. We should know 5 episodes into an 8-episode series. You know what I mean? Like, and it really goes triple in the case of Osha, because we've been following her this entire time and the plot has been happening to her. She has not moved the plot at all, and that doesn't move me in the slightest. I need to know what she wants, what her end game is, and just more than just, I'm gonna go help arrest my sister. Like, what is it more than beyond that? I need to know more about, like, why you left the order and why aren't you, like, as strong with the force as you used to be. I need to know why you'll end up where you're going to end up possibly. And I don't know. And also on top of that, like, she's been moving weird. She's been moving really weird. Like, girl, why you want to stand around and watch them fight a Sith Lord when you ain't got no powers? You ain't on that level. Why you want to stand around and watch them? Why you want to take York back to go help? What is happening here? And yeah, true, you did away with Quimir with the putting Pip on his back with the light, with the bugs and everything, but then you want to try and throw hands with your sister? You ain't got no hands. You ain't got no hands. You ain't got no mitts. You ain't even got nubs. What you think was gonna happen? And May, why would you tell your whole plan and have a sudden change of heart and tell the dude that you know was in league with the guy you're trying to run away from? Make it make sense. And then when you get caught by your master, all of a sudden you apologize and yet you're still running. And then I guess you want to do the haircut and you want to switch places with your sister at the end. Well, you know, that's dumb. Not really. Well, it's not dumb in terms of a plan. It's dumb in terms of, like, this guy is a Jedi who's good at sensing things and recognizing people and their energies and stuff. Where do you think this is going to go? And what is your plan? Is your plan to kill Soul? Is your plan to just turn yourself in? Like, what is your end game here? What is the goal? And you left your sister after all that on a planet in the forest, like, but you love her so much. I am confused. But I say that to say that I would be all about these moves and I would be more open to where these things could go if we didn't have 8 episodes. If we had like 12 to 24 episodes, I could take these little mini things or the lack of a pure direction for our leads if we knew exactly, if we had more time. Basically, if we had more time. So, but since we don't and we're on a time crunch here, we need to get to the damn point. So, what the fuck is we doing? Alright, y'all, now it's time we talk about the hard part. Jecki and Yord. One's in the sky for the Yord Horde, man. Man. He was a real one to the very end. He was a real one. He might have been a stiff Jedi asshole prick. A by the books loser. But he was a real one. Rest in peace, Yord. And Jecki. Y'all don't understand because that one hurt me. Oh my God. I don't even stand a Jedi like that. I'm not even, look, I am a believer that the Jedi by episode 3 got what they had coming to them. But Jecki? My little Jedi daughter? Oh, hey, she got triple tapped. She got triple tapped. She got triple tapped by her lightsaber. That was so rude. And they called her an it? Oh my God. And Jecki the whole episode was throwing bows and drop kicks that would make Randy Orton proud. Like, she's in there dual wielding. She's throwing hands. Like, she's standing up to a Sith Lord one-on-one. Oh my God. And all that for her to die. What is life? What is life? One's in the sky for Jecki, man. She was too beautiful for this world. Too pure. Really miss my Jackie. I really miss my Jackie. And Soul. I don't know, bro. You look real suspect right now. All season, we've been low-key trying to figure out what happened on Brendock with the witches and trying to figure out what Soul's involvement was. Because it's been hinted at heavily, and more so episode 5 more than any other, that, I don't know, Soul Patrol, he might be Soul bad guy. It stinks. It stinks. It smells like ass. It smells. Now, you do know that, you know what I'm saying, he talk about something, we're going to meet back at the ship, we'll talk about it later. You know that's probably not going to happen, right? You know they're probably never going to talk again. You know he probably up out of here. Right? But yeah, like just to be clear though, if I wasn't before, it's a thumbs down on the characters this week. Action pieces were amazing. I'm going to miss Jackie and Hor, like, man. It sucks that they died, but the thumbs down is primarily because we're past the midway point in the series and we don't know what our leads want. We don't know what they're after. We have no idea what's going on, and this is supposed to be a one and done potentially. I know they said maybe rumblings of a season 2, but I need something more concrete than that to kind of keep this going. And I want to know what's going on. So yeah, despite that, and even in the post of the match, the post of the fight, the character logic and the character motivations were a bit lacking to me, especially with like May switching places with Osha, and Osha like wanting to go back even though like she was free eats for Quimir. Yeah, it's I need more. Story wise, I need more. Character wise, I need more. I need to know what's what, because like as much as I enjoy the action sequences, like that doesn't fill me up. That doesn't like move me as much as like I make it sound as it do. Like these are things I could look back on in clips and be like, ooh, let me watch this action scene. But in terms of like watching the product and just fully investing in it, 5 episodes in, I need more for my leads. So for that, Cass gets it down. I mean characters. The characters get it down. Now let's talk about the story really quickly. As much as I'm interested in what's going on with the story, like my investment in what's happening here is kind of waning as we move along here. Because again, we only have 8 episodes here, and I need to know what's going on with this so I can justify like the investment in it, the emotional investment in it. And yeah, I'm enjoying it, but it's not clicking just yet. I am 100% grateful for the fight scene that we got this week. I am 100% am. I'm just not all the way in it just the fight scenes though. Like I need more. In episode 4 was a lot of setting up for episode 5, and that's under normal circumstances in a longer form series, that's cool. But again, 8 episodes here. We've got a flashback episode and a setup episode with no doubt another setup episode to come. And I don't need that. I need more. So to keep this as brief as possible, I'm going to give the story a down this week for the last 2 weeks. I just need more. Like, validate me with the story. Because that's ultimately what I'm here for. That's the thing that keeps me going with these things. And again, I'm intrigued. It could bounce back and do justice by what I think it could do. And it could meet the potential somewhat by the end of it. But I need you to give me a better story. I need to be fed better than what you're feeding me. Like, I don't know. This has the potential, this story and everything in the world with the High Republic Jedi, this has the potential to be steak, and right now you're giving me hot dogs. And nothing wrong with a hot dog every once in a while, but you know, when you go to a steakhouse, and I think of Star Wars as a steakhouse, I want steak. So yeah, tighten up. Still time. I could change my mind by the end of it, but this is just how I feel presently based on the last 2 episodes. Now, personal enjoyment will be a completely separate thing here, because for my personal enjoyment, I was very up and down about episode 4, because the whole episode was basically set up for what happened in episode 5, and they definitely work better in concert if you look at them as a 2-part episode, considering everything that happened in it. But despite that, just looking at it in a vacuum, just looking at it just not thinking too hard about it, just in taking it in as a fan and not like as a writer or somebody who's like critiquing, I enjoyed the hell out of it. Like, yeah, so for my personal enjoyment, I'm going to give it a thumbs up. And here's why. The fight scene in episode 5, to me, in my opinion, was the best action sequences like we've gotten since 2005 in Revenge of the Sith. That it is like the best in live action that we've gotten. And Cortosis has been a thing in Star Wars since like the novels, and they were alluded to several times like in the Clone Wars and whatnot, but we've never seen Cortosis in live action. And just the way that we finally got it, and we got to see it being used in Quimir's helmet and wrist brace to kind of like diffuse lightsabers, and even how Yord used it before he died was just, it was brilliant stuff, bro. Like that shit was so genius and so creative. Like the way that we use the Force, and even to like impale one, use the Force to get the other one to shabab the other one, and then that was such a sweet sequence. Like Jecki versus May, and Jecki and Soul versus Quimir, like was just whew. And I know some of y'all were complaining about like, well, she was training with a stick 2 episodes ago. Why is she fighting a Sith Lord? Well, she was practicing, and obviously it paid off because Jecki was throwing hands whole episode. And yes, like you could point towards some things in the show, like these last 2 episodes, like they're kind of questionable. I question the inclusion of Master Ki-Adi-Mundi because like I was big on Legends. I was like, wait a minute, he's not even born yet, but they changed it in canon. I didn't know that. But also, I don't give a damn about Master Ki-Adi-Mundi except for the fact that I think he's an asshole. So it doesn't bother me that much. But on some real stuff, aside from that, these 2 episodes, we got Cortosis, and we got the use of, the style of lightsaber combat that Quimir was using was, used by Mara J. Skywalker from Legends canon. And it's the first time we've ever seen it. And it's a style that is shunned by the Jedi and the Sith because it ignores the rules. And that was something that he preached upon as he was fighting. And I thought that was a nice little detail. Also, back to that moment right after he killed Jecki, and Soul said Jecki's name, and Quimir said, was that his name? Quimir, you a raggedy bitch for that, first of all. And then he told Soul, you brought her, so she said she was a child, he said, you brought her here, and I was like, damn, that's a bar, because, yeah. Also, the way Quimir, was able to like looked over Osha when she was knocked out and then put his cloak on her, and like it's clear that he's gonna take her as an apprentice, and it's also clear that Osha, excuse me, is it Osha? May and Soul are gonna have a talk, and they're gonna straighten things out on their end, and they might be doing like a twin flip-flop, like one goes good, one goes bad. And for these last couple episodes, I'll be there for it. I'm also convinced that Quimir is, you know, if you're familiar with the Sith, the rule of 2, I'm convinced that Quimir is the apprentice and that the master could be the mother. The mother that we didn't see laid up amongst the corpses, like back in episode 2. So yeah, episode 4 would have gotten a thumbs down for me on personal enjoyment. Episode 5 definitely gets a thumbs up. Both combined and more concert together, that thumbs up is definitely maintained. So yeah, give me more of that, please. On the overall, we've had better Star Wars media, and we've definitely had better from Disney, but it's far from the worst. And I don't understand why people go on a week-to-week basis, talk about how much they hate this, how much it sucks, how terrible it is, how much it's not Star Wars, yet you continue to watch it. Like, this is solid stuff so far. My only primary complaint to this point is our main characters and their direction, because it feels like they're just kind of just floating through, and more interesting things are happening with the people around them, and that definitely needs to tighten up if this is going to rank higher amongst my list by the time this is over and done with. And I'm down with the hubris of the Jedi's kind of taking place, and everything that we saw in episode 3 still being played out here, especially with like Quimir being revealed as a Sith Lord, and we see that everybody was around him. They couldn't sense it. It's the same thing that happened with Emperor Palpatine in the early episodes of Star Wars. And we are getting it again here, and it's more of the same. So when people complain about that, I don't get that either. But that's not for me to complain about, and honestly, I don't care. Overall, this is still solid stuff. I just need the writing to tighten up toward the end, and I need some direction with these main characters, because right now, I'm looking at these twin girls sideways as a motherfucker right now, because I need to know what's up with them, and we're meant to care, and I'm just kind of just like waiting for that moment for me to like fully latch onto them, besides the fact that May is more likable than her sister. But this is not about right or wrong in this case. It's just my opinion. I want to know what you guys think. So down in the thingamabob down below, tell me what you think in the comment section. Also, let me know what you think about the fighting. And if you want to talk to me about it on Twitter, if you want to talk to me about it like in the comment section, I am down for all of that. And before I get out of here, I want to let you guys know that May the Space Be With You is still running on Friday evenings. So if you want to come in, Twitter, X, because Mama called him Twitter, I'm going to call him Twitter. Like, my link to my socials is down below, so you can go ahead and check that out if you wish. Like, join the conversation, and we have a good time with it. So, highly recommend it, so just come through. And shout out to my homeboy Marcel and the Cowboy the Content Bebop for having me on in a recent episode. I did an interview with him. I talked about my nerdy origin story and some other things I've enjoyed and how I came to be. I mean, which, you know, some of y'all must know, because if you've been here for a while or you know me personally, then you already know. But still, check it out. Sub to his channel. He's a good dude. I'm doing more stuff with him really soon, so check that out. After that, yeah, thank you for being here. Thank you for listening to me ramble about Star Wars. And, yeah, may the Force be with you. Stay black for the plies, and JB out.